In part 26 of Emblem Engage, Nil rushes to Nell and says that Alir ran off to finish the mission himself. He then leads the Four Winds and Nell to a temple that's filled with corrupted. The Four Winds decide to do their best to hold off the corrupted while Nil goes and confronts Nil. So we start the map, and Alir is trapped in a small separated area. Nell is close by fighting Nil, who is trying to kill Nell and Alir. In this map, we have to keep Nell alive while everybody else snakes their way through a series of hallways. Now there's a soft time limit since we have to keep Nell alive. She does have 3 elixirs, and Nell can only do a potential 9 damage a turn. But this map is just a pain. It has pretty much every annoying map mechanic in the game. The wolves that reduce your max HP? Check. True dragons. The dragons that do true damage? Check. Time limits? Check. Narrow hallway path that force us to crawl to the end? Check. There's also split paths and reinforcements, which just make this map such a drag. On top of all this, we have to save Alir, who is constantly getting pelted by a wyvern. Basically requires me to vote a healer with physic just to keep him alive. Now, we slowly make our way through, very slowly, and eventually reach the end near where Nell and Nil are fighting. Just before we get there, we have to deal with Folgado and Hortensia, who each have an emblem ring. The thing is that these rings don't really work together with the user, which makes it slightly easier. Like, Folgado has Veronica, which means he summons reinforcements, which are annoying, but he's using Veronica's staff, and he doesn't have such a good magic stat. Hortensia using Emblem Hector, but she doesn't really do any damage except with the Rune Sword. Now, the Rune Sword, I will admit, is kind of scary. It's 1-2 range and deals, or heals for half of the damage dealt. But, that's her only scary thing. So Folgado goes and actually directly attacks Tamara. I didn't send them in, and we got some unique dialogue about how he really wants to kill his sister. Fun. He is then quickly killed as he couldn't do much damage. He can't do much damage and is frail because he's an archer. Hortensia was slightly scary because of she could heal just so much damage, but she's a flyer, and I have a 1-3 range bow user. So a longbow shot means no retaliation, and then they send in Ivy to finish off Hortensia, resulting in a little bit of unique dialogue before getting absolutely nuked by Excalibur. With the mini-bosses down, there's just one enemy left, which is Nil. He has 2 revival stones, which means it's going to take a while, but he just can't do much damage. He's just a damage sponge that you need to beat while making sure Alir still stays alive. Soon enough, Nil is defeated and the map ends. Nil and Alir reconnect and make their way to the Four Winds. We then get a glimpse at the Four Winds, who are being overwhelmed by a continued onslaught of corrupted. All worn out, the Winds decide that they're gonna end up dying, but they might as well try and take down as many corrupted with them. So they plan on destroying the temple supports and having the entire thing fold in on itself. So they all agree and break off to break a different support column, and then they go into the middle so they can go down together. Everybody meets in the middle and says their final goodbyes. We then flash over to Alir and Nil, who are just outside the temple when they hear it collapse. Nil then pops up and kidnaps Nil, since apparently we just kind of left Nil there after beating him up. He takes the unarmed bracelets as well and heads to Somniel for the final battle.